the tick-tock, chock-full moments of the clock, our lives are forever changed in a moment. Moment. The word itself means important.
There once was a kid named Pete who lived in the suburbs.
He had two okay parents.
One okay sister. And a girlfriend.
And an okay girlfriend. He lived in an okay house.
Drove an okay used Honda Civic and had an okay part-time job at Wendy's.
He went to an okay school where he made okay grades.
Where he played first-string offensive line on his okay football team.
He hoped when he graduated he'd get into an okay college.
Every Saturday night he
Took his girlfriend to an okay restaurant and a movie.
Every other night he
Worked at Wendy's.
Studied.
Played video games.
Or watched movies on the platinum TV.
In general, his life was
Okay.
But one night,
In the spring.
The kid came home from work at Wendy's, walked into his backyard, and looked out over his dad's expense Bermuda grass.
the kid slowly sat down and realized that he was very, very tired.
And as he sat there, he wondered, for just a fleeting moment, if there was.
Much life is simply okay. The kid remembered a guy in school who was religious, and he claimed to hear from God.
The kid wondered about that.
Hear from God?
it sounded a little weird to him.
All he knew that people who hear from God usually wore dweeby clothes or wind up as missionaries in Africa.
The kid remembered the MTV Awards were on tonight.
As the kid got up from the lawn chair and he placed his hands in his pocket for his house keys, he found a piece of paper wadded up there.
He had forgotten about the paper during his day, but he remembered that the religious guy from school had handed it to him after class.
In the craziness of the day, he had forgotten the note was in his pocket.
He unfolded the paper and read this.
You look really tired today. I thought you might want to hear some good stuff from the Bible.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to be hope and a future.
As the kid's thoughts, for a moment, shifted from MTV to God, he looked at the paper and thought, maybe it wouldn't be so bad actually hear from God.
And for just a second, the kid tried to actually listen.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
Look, son, I appreciate the fact that you have a job to pay for your car, but your math teacher called last night. It seems that you're flunking math. What's that all about?
Your teacher's just saying you're really unapplying yourself. What's the deal, son? Don't you know your academics define you? If you don't step it up when you're 18, you're stepping out of this house.
Don't even ask me about my day. Something blew up on my car. My parents told me I had to get a job this summer, and I can't stop thinking about the way my ex was going at me from the stage last Friday. I'm just really confused right now. And by the way, you owe me money for those concert tickets.
Seriously, Pete, I think the dog just found your pot. Don't
Yeah,
ask me
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Don't apply yourself. What you do, right? Don't you know your academics? The teacher just said you really unapply yourself. Don't you know your academics define you? If you don't get right. Change in the moment. Moment of change. Passing and arriving, arriving and passing.
Moments pass, or rather we pass through the moments. wisely or wastefully, through the good times or the bad, growing or regressing, sinning or refraining.
In choosing one thing, we refuse another. So alike and yet, by the impact of change and choice, each moment is different.
Cherish its significance, savor its uniqueness. So reachable, then so irretrievable.
And for just a moment, the kid actually tried to listen. As the kid rose from the lawn chair,
He realized it was ridiculous to think he might actually hear the voice of God.
Let he who has an ear listen to what the Spirit commands.
the Holy Spirit is speaking to God's people.
For those who listen and obey, they are about to move forward into the greatest outpouring of God's Spirit that the world has ever known.
This is what the Lord commanded.
Obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you will be my people, and walk in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you.
But do you think they listened?
Not a word of it.
They did just what they wanted to do, indulged in any and every evil whim, and went backward and not forward.
For those who live according to the flesh, set their minds on the flesh.
For those who live according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
To be worldly minded is death, but to be spiritually minded leads us out into the open.
Into a spacious, free more than okay
Life.